The shadows call.
The shadows move. The dead shall serve. This better be good. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. The restless dead await. As the shadow wills. The dead shall serve. What does the shadow will? This better be good. The restless dead await. What does the shadow will? This better. What does the shadow will? Tremble before the scourge.
First blood, double kill.
Welcome to our village.
This better. Our reverend town is under attack. Tremble before the scourge. Our reverend town is under attack. As the shadow wills.
Killing spree.
Forces are under attack. What does the shadow will? The restless dead await. Our this town is under attack. The restless dead await. Tremble before the scourge. What does the shadow will? Restless death awaits. Tremble before the scourge. restless dead await.
Our brethren,
What does the shadow will? The restless dead await. None shall survive. Tremble before the scourge. What does the shadow will?
town is under attack.
None shall survive. Die. For the Lich King. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King.
Our brethren's town is
As
under
the
attack.
shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
Intriguing. The dead shall serve. What does the shadow will? For the Lich King.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
This better be good. What does the shadow will? Intriguing. The dead shall serve. The restless dead
Our
await.
brethren's town is under attack.
As the shadow wills. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. Intriguing. Tremble before the scourge. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. As the shadow wills.
Our brethren's
They'll
town
all
is
be
under
mine. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me.
Our brethren's
As
town
the
is under
shadow
attack.
wills.
Spider sense.
Our brethren's
The
town
dead
is under
shall
attack.
serve. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. The restless dead await. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
The dead shall serve. As the shadow wills. This better be good. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow
Our
wills.
brethren's town is under attack.
Intriguing. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King.
Our
Dead
brethren's
shall
town is under
serve.
attack.
As the shadow wills. Intriguing.
Killing spree. Dominating. Double kill.
None shall survive.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
Tremble before the scourge. None shall survive.
Town is
Let
under attack.
darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. They'll be mine.
Mega kill.
Tremble before the scourge.
Killing
Darkness
spree.
guide me. None shall survive. Die. None shall survive. As the shadow wills. For the Lich
Our
King.
brethren's town is under attack.
Intriguing. The restless dead await.
Unstoppable.
Intriguing. What does the
Town is
shadow
under
will?
attack.
Tremble before the scourge.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
Wicked sick. Monster kill.
The dead shall
Our
serve.
brethren's town is under attack.
Shall survive. Tremble before the scourge. Die.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
As the shadow intriguing. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Intriguing. For the Lich King.
Our brethren's
What
town
does the
is under
shadow
attack.
will? The restless dead await. Let darkness
I
guide
will
me.
not be trifled with.
What does
Our
the
brethren's
shadow
town
will?
is under attack.
For the Lich King.
Is it
The
time?
dead shall serve. They'll all be mine in the end. Intriguing. As the shadow
Our
will.
brethren's town is under attack.
Intriguing. For the Lich King. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow tremble
Double
before the
kill.
scourge. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow for the Lich King. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow. Intriguing. As the shadow. The restless dead await. The dead shall serve. For the Lich King. Darkness guide me. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. For the Lich King. They'll all be
Our
mine.
brethren's town
in
is
the
under
end.
attack.
None shall survive. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Tremble before the scourge. As the shadow will. Let darkness guide me. For restless dead
Killing
await.
spree.
Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills.
Our
None
brethren's town is under attack.
For the Lich King. They'll all be mine. Die.
Ultra double kill.
Let darkness darkness guide me. As the shadow spreads for the Lich King. Intrigue. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow
Brethren's town is
wills.
under attack.
Intrigue. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me.
More gold is required. More gold. Our brethren's town is under attack. Tremble before the scourge. God.
Killing spree.
Tremble before the scourge.
Shall survive for the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Intrigue. Die. None shall survive. Die.
Tremble before the scourge.
Let darkness guide me. None shall survive. Intrigue.
Tremble before the scourge.
None shall survive. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills.
Dominating. Old
Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills.
More gold is
What
required.
does the shadow
Our forces are under
The
attack.
dead shall serve.
Tremble before the scourge.
This better be good. For the Lich King. They'll all be mine. What does the shadow do? Intrigue. The dead shall serve. This better be good. They'll all be mine.
Our brethren's
Let
town is
darkness
under attack.
guide me. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. What does the shadow will?
Tremble before the scourge.
Die. None shall survive.
unstoppable.
This
Dominating. Double kill.
as the shadow will, or the Lich King. Let darkness guide as the shadow will. Or the Lich King.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
As the shadow will. Let
Unstoppable.
as the shadow will.
Wait till you see me in action.
Our
The
brethren's
rest
town
is
is
dead.
under
Wait.
attack.
For the Lich King. Let darkness guide. They'll all be mine.
Killing spree. Double kill.
Brethren's town is under attack.
I will not be trifled with. I grow anxious.
The shadows bend. The dead shall serve. Intriguing. This better be.
For the Lich Town is under attack. Tremble before the scourge.
As the shadow will. Intrigue. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. Intrigue. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. None shall survive. Let darkness guide me. Intrigue. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. Intrigue. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills.
Tremble before the scourge.
For the Lich King. For the Lich King. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King.
Guide me.
The restless dead wait. As the shadow wills. What does the shadow will? The restless dead await. This better be good. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. As the shadow will, let darkness guide me. Die!
Double kill.
The shadows beckon. Intriguing. None shall survive. The restless dead await. What does the shadow will? Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King.
Aye?
Which way?
The dead shall serve. What does the shadow will? Let darkness guide me. This better be good. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. They'll all be mine. Die!
Tremble before the scourge. Our brethren's town is under attack.
The shadows beckon, as the shadow wills. For the Lich King, let darkness guide me. As the shadow as the shadow wills. For the Lich King, let darkness guide me. For the Lich King, die! Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Intrigue. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. Shall surround. For the Lich King. Intriguing.
Spider sense tingling.
As the shadow wills.
Tremble before the scourge.
Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King's sense. The shadows beckon. None shall surround.
Double kill.
As the shadow will. Let darkness guide me.
Triple kill.
As the shadow wills. Die.
Tremble before the scourge.
Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Shall survive. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. The dead shall serve. This better be good. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Die!
Tremble before the scourge.
Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. Die! Shall survive. For the Lich King. Intriguing. They'll all be mine.
Unstoppable. Double kill.
As the shadow wills.
Tremble before the scourge.
For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Our forces are under attack. The restless dead await. Let darkness guide. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. Darkness guide me.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
As the shadow wills. None shall survive. What does the shadow will? Let the darkness guide me. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. The restless dead await. Intriguing. As the shadow will.
Tremble before the scourge.
Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Die.
Tremble before the scourge.
Let darkness guide me. The dead shall serve. For the Lich King. Intriguing. The restless dead await. Die. Shall survive. For the Lich King. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. This better be good. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. Die for the Lich King. Let darkness guide me as the shadow will. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King.
Our brethren tremble before the scourge.
None shall survive. Let darkness guide me.
Unstoppable. Killing spree.
I am ready.
What does the shadow will? For the Lich King. The restless
Our
dead
brethren's
await.
town is under
The
attack.
dead shall serve. Let the darkness guide me.
What does the shadow?
Dominating.
For the Lich King.
Tremble before the scourge.
Die. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. Shall survive. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me.
Tremble before the scourge.
None shall survive. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me.
Tremble before the scourge.
For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. They'll all be mine in the end. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. As the shadow
Our
wills.
brethren's town is under attack.
Intriguing. None shall survive. For the Lich King.
Our brethren's town is under attack. Tremble before the scourge.
As the shadow wills. Darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. This is better. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills.
Unstoppable.
Before the scourge.
None shall survive.
Tremble before the scourge.
Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. What does the shadow will? The dead shall serve. For the Lich King. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Shall survive. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills.
Tremble before the scourge.
Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King.
Wicked sick.
Is it time?
The shadows beckon. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. This better be good. The restless dead await. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. What does the shadow will? Let darkness guide me. For the shall survive. The restless dead await. Intriguing. Die!
Monster kill!
Tremble before the scourge!
For the Lich King. Darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Intriguing. Die!
Tremble before the scourge!
As the shadow wills. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Intriguing. None shall survive. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. For the Lich King.
Our brethren's
As the
town is
shadow
under attack.
wills. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide
Our brethren's town is under attack.
They'll all be mine.
Double kill!
Die. As the shadow
Triple kill!
Tremble before the scourge!
Ultra kill!
shall survive. Die. What does the shadow do?
Double kill!
The shadow or the Lich King. This better. Intriguing.
Double kill!
Tremble before the scourge!
Shall survive. As the shadow wills. Die.
Tremble before the scourge!
The dead shall serve. Die. Let darkness guide me. The restless dead await. They'll all be mine in the end. Shall survive.
Tremble before the scourge!
Shall survive. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Intriguing. What is it? The dead shall serve. This better be good. For the Lich King. Die! As the shadow wills. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. The dead shall serve. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. None shall survive. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me.
Tremble before the scourge!
As the shadow wills. None shall survive. For the Lich King.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
Let darkness guide me. They'll all be mine. Die.
Dominate!
The shadow wills. darkness guide me, as the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me, for the Lich King.
Tremble before the scourge!
Let darkness guide me.
Die! Tremble before the scourge!
Intrigue. None
Mega kill.
Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. The dead shall serve for the Lich King. Intriguing.
Die! They'll all be mine in the end. Tremble before the scourge! Die!
Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing.
Tremble before the scourge!
Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. As the shadow moves. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. The restless dead await. The dead shall serve. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing.
They'll all be mine in the end.
None shall survive. The shadows beckon. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. This better be good. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. What does the shadow will? As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills, let darkness guide me. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me.
Is it time? Time is short, mortal.
Killing spree.
Yes. By your command. For the Empress. Brilliant. A pharaoh buffering us! In a sorrow's name. For the Empress.
The shadows cover now. The restless dead awaits. What does the shadow do? This better be good. Intriguing.
I grow anxious to
What
act.
does the shadow will? The restless dead await. Let darkness guide me. What does the shadow will? As the shadow wills.
Tremble before the scourge!
The restless dead await for the Lich King. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills.
Time is short, mortal.
This better be good. The dead shall serve. Die! For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. None shall survive. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Intriguing. The restless dead await. This better. Darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. They'll all be mine in the end. The dead shall serve.
Tremble before the scourge!
As the shadows this better be. Let darkness guide me. Die! As the shadow
Tremble before the scourge!
let darkness guide me. The dead shall serve, as the shadow wills.
Our will shall be
This
done.
better be good. The dead shall serve. This better be good. For the Lich King, as the shadow wills.
I grow anxious
The
to
dead
act.
shall serve.
In Ashara's name.
For the Lich King, as the shadow wills. Intrigue, as the shadow wills.
Is it time?
Dominating.
Restless
Killing
dead
spree.
await. Intrigue. Let darkness guide me. What does the shadow will? Die! For the Lich
Tremble before the scourge!
King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow will. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. Die! None shall survive. Die! Intrigue. None shall survive.
Triple kill. Dominating. Ultra kill.
The shadows beckon. Let darkness guide me. This better be bad. Let darkness guide me, as the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me, intriguing. Let darkness guide me, intriguing. Let darkness guide me, for the Lich King. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Intriguing. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. What does the shadow will?
Spider sense.
This better be good.
Tremble before the scourge!
Let darkness guide me. They'll all be mine in the end. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. For the Lich King.
Double kill. Killing spree. Triple kill.
Our will shall be done.
Spider sense. Tingling.
I will not be trifled with. In Ashara's name.
Mega kill.
What does the
Mega kill. Double kill.
The dead shall serve, as the shadow will.
Die! Tremble before the scourge!
Unstoppable. Triple kill.
The restless dead await, as the shadow